Hey guys, and welcome back to the Teach the Children podcast. I'm your host, Laura Battles, and this week I wanted to talk to you about one of the books that will be in the Resource Center that you guys will be able to purchase. So a lot of the books in the curriculum in the center are just there for you to look at and get a chance to preview before you potentially purchase it. So if you're like, I want to see what Moving Beyond the Pages looks like, well, I have a set of Moving Beyond the Pages that you can come in and you can take a look at. Say you want to look at what Saxon math looks like. I have that. I have a Becca books. I have some Rod and Staff books. I have a ton of curriculum in there for you to look at and be like, oh yeah, I think this will fit our family really well. Or, oh no, this won't fit our family. Let's try to find something else. There will also be books in there that you can make copies of. So if you're looking for just a few pages on some filler information, like, right, you're trying to teach poetry and you're looking for a few poetry books or how to poetry prompts, I have books that you can come in and you can just take copies of things and take it home, and I'll have a printer in-house that you can do that. So those will all be there. Then I will also have some books there that you can purchase. And the reason I bought a bulk order of some of these books is for two reasons. First, I got the Resource Center got their reseller's permit so that I could do this, and that way you guys could have these books in your hands. So right now, a lot of these books, you would have to go onto Amazon. You might be able to find them unused on eBay. You have to go to a Christian bookstore or Rainbow Resource to get these. And then you'd have to pay shipping, and then you would have to wait for them to come to you in the next 5 to 7 business days. And you're sitting there going, but I need to drill these concepts home right now. So that's why the first reason I got online and asked if I could carry these books in the store. The second reason I did is because it helps generate a little extra funds for the Resource Center. On that note, these books, they are from Kumon. And Kumon has all these books. And if you're not on YouTube this week, just know that you can come in to the store and look at these in store, or you can go online and look at them on the Kumon website. But I'm holding up one and it says, "Are you ready for kindergarten?" And it says for ages 3 to 5. These are the type of books that we will have in the store for you to purchase. They come in various costs. So this one here is I'll sell for $15.95. It's the recommended cost. We have math boosters for grades 3 through 6. We'll have algebra for grades 6 through 8. We have addition and subtraction for grade 3. We have a grade 1 reading book. And we'll have like telling time. And I have more than these. I started off with buying 50 books. It's like a huge swath of information. So I got readers and writers and math and pre-kindergarten stuff and kindergarten stuff so that you guys could check it out and see what you want. The best thing about these books, so last year, I will say, I used this addition and subtraction one with my daughter. So the math we used with her is called Math UC, and it is mastery based. So she started off by learning addition, single, double digit, triple digit, so on and so forth, addition, carryovers, all that stuff. And then in the back of Math UC, it says, in order to go on to subtraction, which is the next book in line, you need to make sure that you have addition mastered. She did, so I went on to subtraction. And then it says, in order to go on to multiplication, make sure you have addition and subtraction mastered. She did, so we went on to multiplication. And so now we're working through multiplication. However, one of the things I realized as we started moving through things is that every once in a while, she would have one of those days, and we all have these. So bless her, she's just like everybody else. You forget or you overthink problems. So what I started doing is when she was knee deep in subtraction, I bought this book, Addition and Subtraction. There's also just addition and there's also just subtraction. And it helped review addition while she was trying to master subtraction. So I would have her do her new math lesson every day in Math UC, and she would go through subtraction, and we started with, single digit, double digit, carryover subtraction, all those different things. And as she was like in her brain wrestling with that, in order to make sure the spot in her brain that knew addition didn't forget the addition, I would give her one of these pages a day. And that's why I love Kumon. It's one page a day, or however many your kids want, or maybe this is the book you use to teach them. I mean, these really are just great altogether. But for math, it helped her review addition every single day. And so that way she wouldn't forget it. Now for the algebra one, I haven't used this one yet, but it looks like it's the same thing. It just, if you can see this here, let me see if I can hold that up to the camera a little bit. It just gives you algebra problems to go over. So if you are doing algebra in Saxon Math, or in Math UC, or in Abeka, or Apologia, or whatever, million math program is out there, and they're just not catching on to a concept, you can come down the store and get a Kumon book that is about algebra, take it home in your hand that day, and you can start getting them extra practice. That way you don't have to come up with problems and then hope that they're getting the problem correct. Sometimes I would do that for my kids. I'd write out a problem and they're like, Mom, this problem doesn't make sense. And I would look at it and I'm like, ha, you're right. So then, I'd either be too advanced for them, or I, did something and I don't even know how to solve it after I wrote it out because I was having a mom moment. But these are great for the math. Then there's these ones for the kindergarten books. Let's say you have a bunch of toddlers running around the house and you're trying to teach the older kids. Have them do a page in here a day. There's nothing, I personally don't see anything wrong with having them sit down and just doing something. Trace letters C and D. Okay, they can learn to pick up a pencil and they can trace it. If they don't feel like doing it, have them color the pictures in the book. I mean, it goes through connecting the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had my youngest do these type of books for forever, until finally one day he was like, Mom, I want to learn something big, and so I started teaching him to read. And then he was like, okay. And then he's like, I want to learn math. Okay. I started teaching him how to do addition. But I had him do these type of books all the time. So I would just encourage you to come into the center and look at these Kumon books. And if you have one that maybe I don't have in the center and you would like to purchase it, I'll keep a running list of books that I need to purchase, and I'll just go out and do a bulk order and get them in the center. And then you can come pick it up and buy it through the resource center. The best thing about that is if you come in and you're like, we need extra help with algebra, you can pick it up that day and take it home. You don't have to pay for shipping, anything. It's just available to you. And you get to see what's in the book before you order it. I know a lot of times you might find something cheaper online, but it doesn't give you any help as to what it actually looks like. Sometimes they just give you a table of contents. Sometimes it might give you one page of what is in the book, and you're like, well, we're past that. What does the rest of the book look like? So that's the wonderful thing about having all these Kumon books in the store. I have some Evanmore ones that people donated, so I'll be selling those ones too. And I have a few others that I will be having up for sale. So that's what I like about Kumon books. They are just great fillers, great, I hate calling them fillers because it's not that. And don't think that if you give your kids workbooks that they're just like extra, like sometimes you hear from people like, oh, I did all this extra fluff with homeschooling. Okay, yeah, maybe it is fluff a little bit, but it helped my daughter remember addition. And now she can do addition really well. And she is reviewing subtraction as she works on multiplication. And when she gets to division, I'll buy her a multiplication book to refresh on multiplication. And we all need that. We need those things. Now, I guess not all of us, but if your kid is like a whiz at math, then maybe you won't need these. But I have a few kids who just struggle at math. And by having them do these extra books, it has just helped us keep everything fresh and firing in our brain so we don't forget it. And they're beautiful. Again, they're just nice looking books. They're shiny covers. I just like looking at them. They sit right by the front door. and you can purchase them right there. The way you can purchase them is if I'm not in the store, you can either send me a text and we can pay like Venmo, or I have a credit card reader, or I would prefer not to have cash in the store. Just makes this a little bit more risky with cash. But there's lots of ways you can get these books. Or if you text me and you're like, hey, do you have this book in the store? I can set it aside and you can come in and purchase it on a day I will be there. So that's all I want to talk about this week is the Kumon books. They're great. I would recommend them to anybody who just needs a little extra oomph with their kids. It's just a great way to just really drill down on a subject at home, and so that way your kids don't forget it. All right. On that note, if you like this podcast, go out, like, and share it. I know I'm doing some short ones here. That is because I have a lot of things I'm juggling, so I have limited time and I can't do long podcasts right now, but I do have a few longer podcasts coming up with some interviews, and I'm really excited for those ones. I have some moms who are wanting to come on and talk about the curriculum they are using at home. So if you also want to come on and talk about something that you are using at home, comment below, send me a text message or a DM, and you can come on and talk about what you're using and why you like it and why everybody else should use it. Maybe you're someone who's like, I don't use any curriculum. Can I come on and talk about what we do in lieu of curriculum? Yes, please do. Come on and tell me all about it. If you have something you want me to research and talk about on here, that's great. I have come across a bunch of new resources lately that I am really excited to be sharing about in the upcoming weeks that I think will I know will bless our homeschool community. And so I just want to make sure I get all the information pulled together properly so I can talk about them and share that information with you guys, because it's going to be awesome. And then the other big thing, besides liking, sharing, subscribing to the podcast, doing all the things, and going out to shout out to our Hungry for Wisdom network. Make sure you go out and like and subscribe all those podcasts, because they're awesome. They will bless you and your family. But if you don't watch on Facebook, the Homeschool Convention for 2026 will be March 28th. And we're going to be at a new location. It's going to be awesome. And if you guys know of a vendor you want to be there, let me know. I have reached out to a bunch. Unfortunately, a lot of those curriculum vendors, they don't like to come out to Washington. I understand why. We don't offer vouchers. We're over in the corner. They think we should go to California because that's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. I'm trying to change their minds to come out. And it's just going to be little by little as more and more people homeschool in Washington. They see that we are a area that they could come out to and be on, grassroots it up over here and sell their product. They'll come out. But until then, they always tell me, one, A, it's too far away. They don't want to come out. And B, they like to just say, go to the conventions that are in California, or I think it's Denver is the other close one. I think that's the other one. And I'm like, not every homeschool family can afford a 5-day road trip to the Southern California or to Denver. Also, that costs money. And then we're also homeschooling. So are we going to take all our kids on the road with us to come to your convention? Why don't you just come to us? And I'm slowly changing their minds. So with that being said, I would love to try to persuade more vendors to come out here and talk to us about their products, because I think we definitely need it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And until next week, have a great September. See you guys.